All right, first grade. Our next project has to do with texture. Our pictures are going to use leaves and crayons and watercolors to show the awesome textures that you can see on the real leaves in the fall. So let's get started. We're going to watch this video and talk about the different supplies you need and how to use them so that you can get started today. We're going to use just a regular piece of paper, nice and light. We're going to use peeled crayons so that there's lots of space to use. And they're in all kinds of great fall colors. So I have browns, orange, greens, yellows, and even some reds, just like I see in the beautiful fall leaves outside. Also, you are going to choose 5 different leaves to use. For the video, I chose all kinds of different leaves. Some are round, some are pointed, some are small, some are big. And again, I can see the green, yellow, red, and brown of fall. I don't have an orange one right now, but I know you've seen orange leaves outside. To do a crayon rubbing, which is how we get these beautiful textures, first you need to put your leaf underneath your paper and rub on top of it with a crayon. So let's show you that first, then we're going to talk about how we do our whole paper that way. So I have my leaf, I put my paper on top of it, and I flatten it out. I don't want it too bumpy. I take my crayon, I'm going to use the side of it. I like to hold it with 2 fingers just like this. I'm not going to hold it like I usually do when I'm coloring. I hold the sides and I'm going to push down, straight down. I'm not pushing forward. I'm pushing right down on my paper, and then I'm going to scoot him back and forth, still pushing down. Do you see it? I see my leaf. I like to think of it as a way to discover your leaf. Like, I don't know where it is, but I'm going to find him using my awesome crayon. So I keep pushing down and I rub out. I think I found the end of my leaf over here. Let's find the top of the leaf. Push, push. I think we found it. So this is just one leaf that I've made a crayon rubbing of. I can see the textures of all these cool veins in my leaf, and I can see where the crayon has put it on my paper and the edges. So for your picture, the real project, we're going to try and cover the whole paper in those leaves using the crayon rubbing. Right now I have one, so now I'm going to keep going and make my whole paper covered in those awesome leaves. Remember, our crayons that we're choosing from are just the different fall colors. So maybe this time I want to use an orange crayon, right? I'm going to use just the side. I'm going to push down, and I'm going to pull it back and forth. Oh, I like the textures on this leaf. Keep going. I like to try and push really hard without hurting my paper so that I can see it nice and bright. Sometimes when we use colors like orange or yellow, it might not show up as bright as we want, but it'll still look great when we get to that final picture. So there's this leaf on my paper. Okay, I'm going to do one just like this yellow leaf. I'm going to use some yellow. It might be hard to see in the video unless you look really carefully or up close, but it's still going to look so good when we put those watercolors on top. Hopefully you can see it. Think about the colors you see. We even see some green on the leaves, so maybe my next one is going to be green. I can overlap them. That's when, just like this is here, maybe it's on top of it a little bit in this corner. That's okay, because just like when the leaves fall from the trees, they might overlap. So I've got this here. We're going to go with a green this time. I'm going to push down. Might be hard to see again, but it's on there. You'll be able to see when you work on your real project. What else is going to be so fun about it is Mr. Brush should come back, and he's going to do some really pretty effects with all those leaves. See how they overlap a little bit? The last thing I want you to think about, once you have a few leaves in just one color, you can go ahead and try doing a leaf in 2 colors. Let me show you an example. This leaf has orange and kind of a red pink, and I think it's beautiful. If you want to do that, you're only going to rub that crayon on half of it, and then you're going to try the other color. So this time I've got a red crayon. I'm going to do half my leaf. Still push down hard. There's my leaf. I've got about half, right? Not the whole thing. I stop, put that crayon away, and maybe we'll use a brown, maybe a light brown. How about something different? Here's a light brown. I'm going to rub on the other half. Pushing down, back and forth. Now this whole leaf is there, but it's 2 colors. So please get your paper, get your supplies, follow Miss Gore's directions in class, and let's get your whole paper covered with beautiful leaves, with tons of beautiful texture, and then Mr. Brush will come back next class.